outside with Pharaoh. You are now outside with Pharaoh. I'm about to go meet up with a young lady by the name of Eve. I met her on social media. I now consider her a good friend. She's in the city of Chicago, so we're about to hook up. I'm about to run down on her right now, so stay tuned and check it out. You are now outside with Pharaoh.
What's up? We are outside in Chicago. My name is Eve. I'm from LA. What are we talking about?
So Eve, welcome to Chicago. And the first thing I want to know is, what's the major difference you see between LA and Chicago?
Definitely people speak to each other a lot more here. There's a lot more black people, obviously we know that. I guess the funniest thing is that I was with my homeboy who could have been my man, and every guy was coming up to me still trying to holler. I was like, that was really funny, because that's a lot of guts. What if I'm with my man? So Chicago men will come holler at you no matter what. You could be with your man and they don't care. So that's the biggest difference. I guess it's just really beautiful to see a lot of black people, and like I feel like it is the black heart of the black community in Chicago.
Okay, nice. Now, how long you been here?
I got here last Thursday. I went to the Silver Room block party. That was by the beach. I'm not familiar what beach it was. It was a little cold though. So this is my third time to Chicago. Each time I've come, it's been cold. A little disappointed about that. But the very next day, it was hot as hell. So it was just like, a bunch of vendors, dope house music, bunch of artists performing. Beautiful black people everywhere.
Okay, so now I met you on social media.
Yes.
And you're over on social media. You're a very beautiful young lady.
Thank you.
And
don't let this truck pass.
As y'all can see, we outside for
We
real.
outside.
No joke. So now, you said that the men are they're overdoing it because they're not that respectful, because they shouldn't really do that like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's what happens when you be looking good, so you're going to get him killed. That's your fault.
Yeah, I was at one party and I was about to go to the car. Somebody came up to holler, and then somebody came right up while I was talking to somebody else. I was like, is this a Chicago thing? And my homeboy was like, yeah, that will happen in Chicago.
So now there's major differences in the weather.
Yes. It's obviously a lot more humid now. It's hot as hell, and I haven't been in the winter. I'm not coming in the winter ever. Sorry, y'all can have that.
You'll like the winter.
Maybe like for 2 days.
You'll like the winter for a short trip, get you some snow clothes and stuff, and come into snow in the winter and be when it's nice and warm, but the winter is real cozy inside.
Yeah.
So inside in the winter is beautiful because it's just more cozier.
I'll try it one day.
Yeah. So now, what advice do you have for black people in LA and in Chicago?
I mean, for me, I'm trying to do my best, curate the best life that I can. And I think something that you say a lot is that we've been trained to kind of celebrate a little bit, like we put a lot of energy into like celebrating, partying, and I think a lot of stuff that we do is focused around celebrating. When we hang out with friends, we're having a drink or we're eating something that's not necessarily good for us. So the way that we socialize is almost like a celebration. And I think what I'm trying to do and trying to figure out is, how do I hang out with friends, whether it's a party or a dinner party or a birthday, or I'm traveling, and I could curate some kind of communal thing where it's about like just eating better. You know what I mean? I don't need to have a couple of shots, even though, I like to drink, I like to smoke, I like to eat, all kind of stuff, but just, so many habits of doing that all the time. I think it just is wearing on our bodies, our organs, our spirits, in the way that, it's aging us in ways that is unnecessary. So I don't know how to start. I don't know where the best place to start is, but just, I think, incorporating just better foods.
Now, what do you like about Chicago?
I would have to say, I don't know. It's hard to explain, you know what I mean? It's just the way people are, the way that they speak to you. Folks are just like real present here, and they love to dance. And, there's just a lot of rich history with music and all kind of stuff. So I just think that, every city that I go to, whether it's St. Louis or Philly or New York, it's really to kind of connect with the local Black community to see, what they're on, what they're doing, what's moving them, what's the most progressive thing folks are doing. So.
Okay, now, between the Black people in LA and the Black people in Chicago, which ones are the most unhealthiest?
Probably Chicago. You'll find a, everyday person. I think because there's so much rich, Chicago, as my friends tell me, it's like a culinary city. It has a history of rich foods and, the pizza and, I don't know all the foods, but it is a culture of a lot of foods. And because probably that winter, folks gotta like stock up and, start to get that comfort food. There's a lot of unhealthy food out here, and I don't feel like there's a lot of healthy options. I haven't really seen too many. This is the first, I'm not sole vegetarian right now. This is the first vegan place, and since I've been here, I've been eating a lot of stuff, but I'm traveling. So I think Chicago probably might be a little bit more unhealthy than LA, just because we've always been a progressive kind of city. I don't even know, I feel like the Black community or some Black Hebrew Israelites or the Nation of Islam folks, Sabahs and them, had a lot of vegan spots in LA back in the day.
So people in Chicago are fatter, more heavier weight. Got my weight on them? What you think? Keep it real. They need to hear it.
Yeah, they got a little bit more weight on them.
So it's more overweight people in Chicago.
Yeah.
More heart attacks and more diabetes, more high blood pressure, huh? Okay, Chicago, you got to do better. All right.
Pharaoh said it,
Yeah.
I ain't talking shit. Pharaoh's over here talking mess.
It's all love.
But I mean, we a little bit more vain in LA. What about that?
Yeah, from the warm weather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now tell us what's going on with Black people in LA overall. What's the scene? What's happening?
I feel like, honestly, Nipsey inspired a lot of Black folks, especially in the inner city, to get back to like building our own, like for real, all money in, no money out, for real, like trying to cultivate more relationships with each other, with friends. And, I think he was an inspiration to like building better businesses. So in terms of what's going on, a lot of folks in the weed business, a lot of folks, in entertainment, of course, and definitely a lot of folks in like the healthy wellness lifestyle in LA. And, I think a lot of us are just trying to figure out how to combat gentrification, because it's like them damn dogs and white folks walking in all our neighborhoods, and we just looking up like, what the fuck? So we're trying to figure out like, how do we hold on to stuff? What can we do? What's important to us? Yeah, I think.
Okay, so now, since you've been here, Did you get to see any of the architecture, like downtown design or anything like that?
Is that where the architectural boat tour thing is?
Yeah.
I did do that yesterday. That was actually beautiful. I'm not really into buildings like that, but I will say that was beautiful, especially on the water. You know, a lot of, like that one woman architect, there was like 3 buildings. She designed it where the wind factor wasn't, I don't know, some aerodynamic thing. That was beautiful. That was definitely beautiful.
Okay, so now since you met and you've had some, you know, some type of introduction to black men in Chicago, can we take them niggas to Africa?
No.
How would they do?
We can't take them niggas to Africa. But I will say this. I will say that I appreciate that black men still love black women in Chicago. Because LA women, especially black women, feel, I can't say all, but a lot of us feel like ignored, overlooked. It's like, y'all niggas ain't fucking with us no more. So I definitely feel like at least we get a lot of love out here. Black men, like you said, go outside, you see black men going to the clubs where black women are at. Black men are going to spots where black women are at. Black men are coming up and talking to you. So I will say we get love. And then I will say, since this city has a long history of like revolution, I feel like at least y'all could be our military and our police at some point. You know, once we get a little bit more direction. So, you know, we could go to Africa, and I think Chicago niggas could lead, because y'all are the most fearless, like most fearless against the police and most fearless to come holler at a woman. Why she would? So that's kind of cool, but just redirect that warrior spirit, and then we could go to Africa, right, if that makes sense.
Now, I know you hear a lot about the violence in Chicago, but when you actually come here, what does it feel like?
I have, you know, obviously when you're traveling and you're a tourist, you know, you don't run into too many things, but I feel like that's such a small percentage. I feel like it's tucked away in certain areas. I feel like it's definitely overblown. And we know what media is running stuff and what kind of image they're trying to portray, which is why it's really important that we really gotta, you know, stop focusing so much on what the fuck they talking about. Sorry, I'm cussing. And really uplift and support our own media. So I'm not really experiencing the violence. I experience more, you know, friendliness, more, you know, like, y'all, you need some help, or what's going on, you know, more greetings. You know, it just reminds me of Brazil too. It's like certain areas, you know, of course there's certain hood niggas, there's certain drug dealers, but like they're kind of relegated and minding their own business. So.
Okay, 2 last questions or statements. I want you to give out some information or some guidance or something to black women. What do you have to say to black women worldwide? What would you say if they're watching you right now? Give them some advice.
I feel like the academy, the white academy, has done a really good job in perpetuating this anti-black male myth. And it seems to be, maybe online, I don't know if it's outside, but online it's definitely that the black man is the boogeyman. Now, say I had a bad relationship, or I've been dealing with a lot of, you know, bad guys, or I had some trauma in my past, or a bad relationship with my father, or something. But I think I'm gonna let that sound pass. I think I'm focusing on the man aspect because, hold on, what was my point? Lost my point. Let me come back to it.
Okay, now what about the advice for black men? Be honest.
I would say to focus more on business and relationships with, you know, your other male friends and building business with them, or some kind of, you know, working together, rather than chasing the bag to look fly or chasing women. You know, like the energy focus should be more on like building up yourself and I don't know. Advice, I feel like judgmental.
That's all right. I understand that, but you did good, and thank you for the interview. I'm glad you came to Chicago. It was a pleasure seeing you.
Pleasure seeing you as well.
So that was cool. That was nice. Kicking with the Queen Eve. Checking her out on her visit to Chicago. If you come to Chicago, hit me up. We'll get together, hang out. I ask you some questions. Come on and be outside with Pharaoh, you know what I mean? You hear it, ambulances, the whole 9 yards. We outside for real. Not no joke. Hey, maybe we outside. All right. Come get with me, you know what I mean? Get some of this city love, you feel me? Yeah, outside with Pharaoh, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. On everything I love.
We outside.